All right. Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. And welcome to our call for our Coach Basics or Coaching with Confidence. And this is the second call that we've had. So I do these and I record them for you to provide the best information for you. So if you don't know who I am, my name's Meredith Campbell, and I am the creator of our team, Driven for a Healthier Tomorrow. And our mission is to help people achieve their goals and just really pay forward that people to help people live healthier and happier lives. So in this training, we're going to go over some of the topics that we've covered in Coach Basics, and I'm going to dive into social media and basically the beginning steps of using social media, and particularly about Facebook pages, because that's where I've been able to build an entire audience of people. So first off, recap of topics. So we've covered quite a bit in the last few days, but I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. It's so normal to feel overwhelmed at this point. Keep it simple. It is so simple to be a coach. We have a goal of helping people. That's what we're doing. That is all it is about. So you don't have to worry about getting so high tech or, how to do all this crazy stuff. That will come in time. But what you do need to worry about is just keeping it simple. We talked about timing and time management. And like I said, if you invest in 30 minutes to an hour a day as a brand new coach, talking to people and invest in business time, you will succeed. If you follow the small steps that you should do every day, you will hit the bare minimum goals every single month. So our goal is to help people with their health and fitness and to help them feel more confident, because at the end of the day, you can wear all the fancy clothes and put on all the makeup, but it's really how you feel inside, and that comes internally. That comes from your heart, from your mind, and really how your body is producing. I know there's been a few times in my life where I've been extremely unhealthy, not eating the right things and not working out. And I'm lucky enough and fortunate enough to have two right now healthy pregnancies myself, and I've been able to work out and eat well and provide the best nutrition for my body, and be able to have two babies. And I started coaching 7 years ago. So when I started coaching, it was completely different than it is now. So remember, at the end of the day, the goal is to help people. Okay, our Success Club. I just want to remind you that a monthly goal would be to hit Success Club, and that is earning points. The points are basically equal to lives changed, and those lives changed are those people that you're helping. So Success Club 5 and Success Club 10, they do qualify you to earn free customers and leads from Beachbody, so the company directly, which is awesome. But remember, your goal is always to just lead with your heart and help people. Talk to people, build relationships. That's going to be the number one thing that's going to move you forward. Your consistency is key. If you stop, your followers will stop too. Your success will stop. Your momentum will stop. And I remember this, to put this in a weight loss point, when I was first losing weight for my first time. So I was just unhealthy. I was, in college, smoking cigarettes and drinking, on the weekends and school nights, probably not eating right, and also definitely not exercising. However, I was in dance. So when I came back, I took about 6 to 9 months off of dancing, and I thought, oh, that's not something that I wanted to do, but it actually was. And I wanted to move and do all that. So I got into it. I started taking dance classes again, and I was so out of shape that I could barely keep up with one class a day, when just a year before that, I was taking 5 or 6 classes a day. So I was so out of shape, and I decided to join a gym, and that's where I fell in love with fitness, and that's where I got involved with Turbo Kick. So I remember thinking, back then, it was really hard to keep up with going to school full time. I was taking 18 credits at that time. I was also working about 35 hours in a restaurant job to help pay for bills um, and school stuff, which, I mean, I've talked to many parents. Some parents think that, when you go to school, that's your job. You should do that. My parents, I was very fortunate where they would help me out with whatever I needed. However, I think by paying for things and splitting costs of rent, it instilled a lot of just a lot of things that I needed to learn as a young adult. So I really thank my parents for, even though it was hard at the time, juggling it all. I thank my parents for making me pay for books and pay for rent and pay for those things, even though they could have helped me out. And they would have at the drop of the hat. There was months where they definitely did, but they taught me that I had to figure things out on my own, and I had to be an adult one day. So when I graduated college and didn't want to get a full-time job in some corporate gig that I hated, I was able to start a career in fitness, doing things that I loved. And I was always able to stand by that. And I've always been an entrepreneur, even with part-time jobs. So, and I've always been able to figure it out and make ends meet. So I just remember like going through all this, and it's hard. And I remember consistency of losing weight, and I remember consistency of falling off track. And I remember like feeling like if I stop right now, it would be so much easier. But really it wasn't. It wasn't easier to stop. Same thing, my consistency with losing weight after I had gained 60 pounds with my first baby. There was a point where I didn't lose anything, and I was so frustrated with my body, and I was so frustrated with myself. I was working out every day. I was eating right, and like it just forced me to want to give up, but I didn't, because I knew that my consistency would pay off. And it did. All of a sudden, 2 months later, I dropped 20 pounds in what felt like a couple weeks, but it really wasn't a couple weeks. It was the consistency and all the work that I did those 3 months. Same thing goes for my business. There's been so many times in my business where I'm talking to people and I'm doing all of the things and it's just not working. What's not happening? But then there's months where all of that consistency, and then boom, I'm able to hit my monthly goals within the first week. So consistency is key. If you stop, your followers will stop too. So same thing goes with your social media. So just the basics. That's all you need to worry about. Sharing your story, being active on social media, and inviting to the upcoming challenge group. So we do have a challenge group that we'll be doing. So make sure that you get that information and start inviting people, because time is running out. We have about a week and a half left. So 80% of your business time right now should be spent on talking to people, creating relationships and one-on-one conversations, inviting, getting to know somebody. It's not a sale. If you feel like you're doing a cold call or a sale, then you're not investing in that relationship with that person. The best thing to do is to reach out, get to know that person, see what their goals are. And some people, you never know, you're talking to them and they're just not ready to care about themselves in the health and fitness way. But one time you talk to them and all of a sudden, boom, they're ready for it. So it's so important that you're spending 80% of your business time. So if you have an hour, 80% of that hour, which I believe is 50 minutes, right, should be talking to people. 80%. 10% or 20% of that time should be spent on learning. So, don't worry about the setup of, starting a blog or, that's all extra stuff that will come with time. But remember, most of us are running successful businesses without websites, without anything extra. We're doing it all on social media, on free platforms. So we're going to get into social media. So here are our must-haves, our one-on-one must-haves. First of all, it should be your content. And I reuse content all the time. I find quotes that I love. I put them on my own pictures. I use apps. I try not to share as much information. Some people like, oh, that's so great, and that's great if people are doing that with your content, but I really try not to share too much other content, because I'm just redirecting those people to that page or to that person. So I think it's so important that you have your own content, and we're going to talk about what it is that you're going to be talking about, because it's not like you signed up to be a coach and then all of a sudden you're talking about fitness all the time, when you may just have started your fitness journey a few months ago or this month, or maybe you haven't been doing fitness for a while, or you don't really know much about nutrition, but all of a sudden you're telling everyone, hey, eat your greens. We want to dabble into that, because of course that is a big part of what we do, but you want to be you and talk about the lifestyle and talk about the lifestyle changes and what that means for you. So your content, recreate what is already out there, like borrow stuff. I mean, if it's successful, use it, and don't share stuff all the time. Meaning, don't grab videos from other websites and be like sharing, because those things, that's directing people to those people, not to you. Also, your profile pic says a lot about who you are and what are you telling others. So if your profile pic, it should be if you don't have professional pictures, that's completely fine. I didn't have professional pictures for years, but I learned that I needed to have a profile pic from the chest up. So from basically from the neck up. People need to see your eyes, they need to see you, they need to relate to you, they need to have some kind of connection. So if you have a picture of your cat, people are like, who is this person? Am I doing business with the cat? I mean, you really want to think about what your profile picture says about you. If you have children and you have them in the profile picture, what that does is that takes up so much time or so much space in the picture. So if it's you and two other people in the picture, it takes up a lot of space. It really just needs, because your avatar, your picture is a small little picture. It needs to be close up. It needs to be something where people can see you, they can see your face. The only time I would say that you would want more than one person in your picture is if you are a male and you are reaching out to not just other males, but other females. And so you don't come across as a creepy dude online. That's my personal opinion. If I see a picture with, like a husband and wife, like that's totally fine. But I kind of like know social media pictures now. So I kind of like see where this is. And, if it's a picture of their face, like that's really what the profile picture should be. It should be like driver's license picture, like just you. So make sure that it is well lit. It does not have to be professional, but it needs to be a picture of you, not of, an organization that you're sponsoring right now, not of something else. You can promote those things on your page, but make sure that, your picture is of you. So important. Your content. There's many things that we can post about social media. I've shared some things with you before, some posts and some things in our file section, but content, basically just choose 5 things that you are about. Just, sit down. What are you about? These are my things. Right now, I'm really about family, pregnancy, lifestyle, working out, and food. Those are the things that I like. In lifestyle, I talk about my family life. I also talk about like what I do. I bought a new car. I talked about that. I talk about what I wear, my favorite things. So that's kind of like my lifestyle and like how I live my life. Like we go out on the boat a lot, and that's what we want. That's what we do. That's where we spend our spare time and our time together as a family. I do talk about pregnancy a lot because I'm in that stage right now. That doesn't have to be something, that is something that you talk about. Like, if don't feel like, think about the things that you are about. So if you are really into crafting, right, talk about crafting. If you're really into organizing or decorating houses, like bring that into your posts. Okay, social media 101. Oh, that's so content. That's what it's supposed to say. Content should be 100% you. So no sharing, and recreate what you love. So Google things. I always look up things on you can look on mashables.com, and you can also look on, I just Google images and I'll take those quotes, or I'll Google quotes and I'll take those quotes and I'll put them on my images, my pictures, and I'll just use Word Swag real quick, because Word Swag I can use on my phone. It takes about 10 seconds, and I can, boom, put a quote on there and boom, post the picture. It doesn't take very long. I also dedicate some time, like, some basic time when I'm just like waiting at the doctor's office, or if I'm, waiting in line for something, or if I have time to myself, or, whatever, like time in the morning while my son's watching his cartoons and eating breakfast or whatever it is. I will have a couple images and a couple things, and I'll just get a few things. I'll post, I'll make a couple different images and I'll save them on my phone so I can use them throughout the day or throughout the week. So I want you to think about who your target market is. And you may have heard this before, target market. My target market is going to be these things. So your target market, AKA your best customer, the person that you see, like who do you picture? Like if I was to run my challenge group, who would my best customer be? And most likely it is someone like you, because this is a people business and people relate to people. They don't want perfection. No one relates to that. So people are relating to you because of your story. So most likely it's someone like you before you came a coach. And, so think about that. What do those people have? I know my ideal customer has changed throughout the years. I used to work a lot with, right now my target market is going to be that 24 to 55-year-old, and that's a huge wide range of women, but I attract those types of women because a lot of them are moms. A lot of them are like me and struggled with weight gain at some point in their lives. And a lot of them, despite our age, we still feel young and amazing. So those are the types of people that I'm typically attracting. I used to attract more like of the single crowd, more of like the 18 to 25 young professionals. Now I'm getting more of the moms and the working mothers, and because that's where my life is. So if your life is there, you might relate to this. If your life is in a different point, that's who you're talking to. So someone like you. So timing and frequency of your social media posts. Timing, it is trial and error on timing. So, and frequency, rule of thumb, 3 to 5 times a day. And this is a learned discipline. You can schedule out your posts, but this should be just something like triggers. I used to have reminders going off on my phone that would go off at the times that I wanted to post on social media. So I knew, hey, it's time to post on social media. So a day didn't go by where I didn't post anything. I always had something going on. So frequency should be 3 to 5 times per day. The reason is only 6% of your friends, of your following, are seeing 6% of what you post. And that's a statistic that I learned at a conference a while back. So those could be definitely something that, that has changed over the years. But really, when you think about it, 6% of the people that are following you, that's a very small amount. And they're only seeing a very small amount of what you post. So you might think like, oh, I'm posting all the time, but people don't see it. And some of the times they scroll right past it. And we'll talk about how to get those scroll stopping posts. So trial and error on timing. So on timing, this is, big. So moms versus young professionals versus people with no kids. So sometimes, moms, like they're going to be up. I know I'm a mom. I'm up early with my kids. So I see stuff early in the morning. young professionals are up early, so they see stuff. Before I had kids, I was always traveling and doing stuff with on the weekends for my other business, for my master trainer business. So I really wasn't going out very much. But the people, like if I posted on a Friday night to young professionals, they're all out. They're all out having a good time at happy hour or at the bar or socializing or out to dinner or doing something amazing and incredible that, people get to do. So they're not on social media. So they're not doing that. Moms are on social media on Saturday night at 8:30 at night. Go figure. Not all the time, but I posted something at 9 o'clock or late at night on a Saturday, thinking like, okay, this is going to get lost. I had the most conversations, the most posts, the most everything, messages from people on that Saturday night, because that's who my target market is. They are the mothers that are at home, because not all of us are going out on Saturday night, because we know if we go out, we got to pay for it, not just financially via babysitter, but in the mornings. So physically and mentally too, because we got to get up and be parents in the morning, and we got to get up and do stuff. So if we do go out, it might be less frequent than some. I mean, that's just how it is. Versus people with no kids, young professionals and people with no kids, they may not be up late at night because they've got to get up early in the morning. So they might be going to bed at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So if you post at 1 in the morning, they're probably not going to see it. Same thing with people with no kids. They're not up on Sunday morning. They're not up on Saturday morning, most likely. I know before I had children, I was always up early because I had to do trainings and stuff. But there was be like a weekend or so that I would, just like chill out. That happened maybe once every other month. But I mean, the last thing I did was get up and get on social media at 8 o'clock and on Sunday morning. So think about the timing, and it's just really trial and error. Some people, their best time to post is 10 o'clock at night. Some people, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. So you just never know. Mediocre posts are better than no posts. So it's better to have something up there that's like so than nothing at all. Subliminal messages, example, a dog pic, so dress pic in the park. So these are examples, right? So somebody did this pic where they were holding their dog and their bicep was showing, and they had their shake in their hand, and the post was all about their dog. It had nothing to do with fitness or nutrition or Shakeology challenge groups. However, they did have this amazing bicep in the picture. So it looked like, wow, they're super fit. Their bicep looks awesome. Dress pictures. I do this. I've done this in the past, and I do this now, like always doing like a dress, like, hey, this one or this one. And, obviously it's like when I'm feeling really good about myself and what should I do? And, some people might be like, oh my gosh, your legs, you're this or that. And my muscles are showing, and they can see like, wow, that dress, this, it has nothing to do with my fitness or my nutrition or any of that, but you can see what's going on in the picture. And you can see my calf muscles because I'm wearing heels or, whatever. So those subliminal messages. So think about how you can get the message out there without actually saying it. And pictures speak 1,000 words. Okay, social media 101, the look. We are a visual business, and Chalene Johnson taught us this, and she said, hey, go get professional pictures done. And I was like, ooh, but we are a visual business. Like, that's how we work. They need to be eye-catching pictures. Use filters, scroll stopping. So that's when people are on their phones and they're scrolling, and you want them to stop on your picture. So you want a scroll stopping picture. For me, what typically happens is the scroll stopping ones for my bump pics are not the ones that I used to post. Right now I'm doing like side to side images, like 3 at a time, and something with bright colors. Like, that's more scroll stopping than some of the most valuable content that I have in a video. Like people are skipping over some of my videos and they're stopping the scroll over bump pictures because of the way that I have it lined up with whatever filter I'm using. So stop using bad pictures that look old. You know, the 1980s, the dark, they look like they're dated pictures. Those pictures are not going to get anywhere. And you see them all the time on social media, the ones that are in dark living rooms, or use natural lighting. So I'm fortunate enough to have this beautiful light right here coming in from my window, and it's all natural lighting. So that's really important to use. Chalene Johnson taught us that. Make sure the light is hitting you versus behind you. 70% of Facebook users are mobile users, so they're constantly scrolling all day long. The wording, length is earned, so keep it short. This means that you do not have to have long, wordy posts. Sometimes the most simplest posts that I have, so keep it short, are the ones that are short. Some of the longer ones are because I've earned that respect with my followers. They can read through it and they can go, okay, I can see what she's saying today. So keep it short and simple, your posts. Bullet points. If you want to give like, hey, here's, I'm feeling like this today, and here's my 3 steps to feel better, boom, boom, boom. Or, hey, this is my recipe for success when getting your family organized or getting your life organized, boom, boom, boom. Just simple little bullet points. Break up the content so it's not all in one paragraph, especially makes it a lot easier to view. And then call to action. Message me, like this post, comment below. Those types of things are going to get more traction. Like this post if you worked out today. That's as simple as that. Describe what you were doing versus saying the name of the product. People don't know. So stop being, or don't feel like you have to be like a product person. Like, this product is so amazing, it changed my life. Trust me, I would not be here if Beachbody was anything less than amazing to me in my life. I would not be here. I would not be talking about it. But stop talking about the product and talk about the description of what it's done for you. Like if this recovery formula has helped you with your soreness, feel hydrated, be better with your workouts, do this, this, and this, describe that to someone. Describe it. So like when I describe my success story, I do mention like, hey, I did these programs, but it's not about the program. Like that didn't, it was the description of what I went through. Like I felt defeated. I felt awful. I felt, and here's what I did about it. Here's how I stayed accountable. Here's how I stayed on track. Here's how I kept a schedule. So I'm describing what I'm doing. Same thing goes with the 21-day fix. I'm describing like, okay, here's how I learned portion control. I actually got to measure it out with these amazing, and the workouts, I learned to work out, do more in less time, which is only 30 minutes. And you can get a lot done in a 30-minute workout if you do it correctly. So describing it versus, okay, cool, we're done. So describing it there. So I hope you got some of these tips, and I look forward to our next call. We'll see you next time.